evident. The Prime Minister's message was that we must now accept the painful reality that the aircraft is now lost and that none of the passengers or crew on board survived. This is a sad and tragic day for all of us at Malaysia Airlines. While not entirely unexpected, after an intensive multinational search across 2.24 million square mile area, this news is clearly devastating for the families of those on board. They have waited for over 2 weeks for even the smallest of hope of positive news about their loved ones. This has been an unprecedented event, requiring an unprecedented response. The investigation underway may yet prove to be even longer and more complex than it has been since March the 8th. But we will continue to support the families, as we have done throughout, and to support the authorities as the search for definitive answers continues. I will now, at this juncture, ask our Group Chief Executive, Ahmad Jawari, to provide you with fuller details of our support of the families.
Thank you, Tan Sri. I stand before you today not only as the Group Chief Executive Officer of Malaysia Airlines, but also as a parent, as a brother, and as a son. My heart breaks to think of the unimaginable pain suffered by all the families. There are no words which can ease that pain. Everyone in Malaysia Airlines family is praying for the 239 souls on MH370 and for their loved ones on this dark day. We extend our prayers and sincere condolences. We all feel enormous sorrow and pain. Sorrow that all those who boarded flight MH370 on Saturday, 8th of March, will not see their families again. And those families will now have to live, they have to live on without their loved ones. It must be remembered that 13 of our own colleagues and fellow Malaysians also on board. And let me be very clear on the events of yesterday evening. Our sole and only motivation last night was to ensure that the incredibly short amount of time available to us, the families heard the tragic news before the world did. Wherever humanly possible, we did so in person with the families or by telephone, using SMS as the last resort of ensuring fully that nearly 1,000 family members heard the news from us and not from the media. Ever since the disappearance of flight MH370, Malaysia Airlines' focus has been to comfort and support the families of those involved, and also to support the multinational search effort. We will continue to do this while we also continue to support the work of the investigating authorities in the southern Indian Ocean. Like everyone else, we're waiting for news from those authorities. We know that while there have been an increasing number of apparent leads, definitive identification of any piece of debris is still missing. But after 17 days, the announcement made last night and shared with the families is the reality that we must face and we now must accept. When Malaysia Airlines received approval from the investigating authorities, arrangement will be made to bring families to the recovery areas if they so wish. Until that time, we will continue to support the ongoing investigation. And may I express my thanks to the Malaysian government and all those involved in this truly global search effort. In the meantime, Malaysia Airlines' overwhelming focus will be the same as it has been from the outset, to provide the families with a comprehensive support program. Through a network of over 700 dedicated caregivers for each family, the loved ones or those on board have been provided with 2 dedicated caregivers, and they provide care, support, and counsel to the families. We are now supporting over 900 people under this program, and in the last 72 hours alone, we have trained additional 40 caregivers to ensure the families have access to round-the-clock support. In addition, hotel accommodation for up to 5 family members per passengers, transportation, meals, and other expenses have been provided since 8th of March, and that will continue. Malaysia Airlines have already provided initial financial assistance of $5,000 per passenger to each next of kin. We recognize the financial support is not the only consideration, but the prolonged search is naturally placing financial strain on the relatives. We are therefore preparing to offer additional payment as the search continues. This unprecedented event in aviation history has made past 18 days the greatest challenge to face our entire team at Malaysia Airlines. I've been humbled by the hard work, by dedication, heartfelt messages of concern, and offers of support from our remarkable team. We do not know why, we do not know how, we do not know how this terrible tragedy happened. But as Malaysia Airlines family, we are all praying for the passengers and crew of MH370.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, I now open the floor for a question and answer session. Please state your name and media organization before you ask the question.